Fionn was a great leader of the Irish warrior group Na Fianna. They often went hunting in and around the beautiful and famous woods and lakes of Killarney, where salmon and deer were in abundance. Fionn was so famous that people from as far away as Wales had heard of his great achievements. Now a Welsh giant heard of Fionn's great skill and strength, and he decided that he would meet Fionn to see which of the two had greater bravery and might. So one fine day the Welsh giant leapt the Irish Channel and made his way for Tommy's Mountain, near Killarney in County Kerry, where Fionn lived.
No sooner had the Welsh giant entered Kerry when Fionn was told of his arrival. As the giant drew nearer, Fionn spied him and didn't like the look of him at all. Firstly, he was a fearsome-looking titan with muscles the size of boulders. Secondly, he was armed with all types of dangerous-looking swords and battle axes. And thirdly, he was the biggest giant that Fionn had ever set eyes upon.
However, the chieftain of the Fianna was very intelligent, and he had learned that the moral, victory doesn't always go to the strong, was very true. So he decided to use a little strategy. He put his thumb into his mouth, and a plan began to form in his head. Fionn asked his mother, Myrna, to bake some cakes for him and the Welsh giant. So when the Welsh giant arrived, Fionn invited him into his mother's house for some cakes and tea.
However, Myrna had hidden bits of iron in the Welsh giant's cake, so that when he bit into it, his teeth began to loosen. Fionn was busily munching into his own cake, which of course had no iron hidden in it. The Welsh giant became concerned, as Fionn seemed to be having no problem eating his cake, and very soon Fionn was chomping into his second cake. The giant continued to grind his way through the cake, but soon some of his teeth began to fall out.
The giant began to have second thoughts and started to think if Fionn could chew his way through the cake that so easily that he would have no chance against him in a fair fight. As Fionn left the room to get a third cake for himself, the giant said to himself that he must get out of Killarney and fast. So with that he excused himself and ran as fast as the red deer, through Tommy's Wood and past the lakes and out of Kerry in Ireland, and he was never seen again.